Hey, Push the Run Nation, Dr. Dave here. Peace. Back off the trails and in with a new trail shoe. Just got in a couple days ago. Have not had a chance to get it out on the trails yet, so I thought I'd do a first look review on it before I muddy it all up tomorrow. And that is the New Balance Supercomp Trail. Now, this shoe was designed along with the whole Supercomp line, Supercomp Elite. So this is the trail version of the Supercomp Elite. Some of the features on the shoe are to be in line with the Supercomp Trainer. As far as the foam, exactly the same. So the same type of ride you may have with the Supercomp Trainer, you'll have with this. Little less foam as the Trainer, but same type of foam. So let's take a look at pretty much the whole shoe and tell you the features, what's good and what's bad. Not so much bad, but just a couple things I don't like about this shoe, how it was designed. So first, let's go over the upper. Engineered mesh, almost a rubbery feeling to this. It's not Gore-Tex, not waterproof, of course, but it's very aerated. If you can see all the holes on the forefoot, and that's throughout the entire shoe, along the whole side and the other side. That's going to make the shoe very airy. On the front of the shoe, we have a rubberized toe guard, and it even says on here, toe protect. We have a kick plate on the front. Went over the aerated. The shoelaces are very stretchy, so you will be able to get a good tie down on the shoe. The tongue on the shoe is very thin, aerated, a lot of holes in it, but the bad point of that is that when running on the trails, I can almost foresee a lot of debris going through that because those holes on the tongue are fairly large or larger than they should be. So I'm pretty much thinking New Balance will get a lot of bad comments back and reviews of those holes being too big. You're definitely going to need to try and configure a gaiter to this shoe if you're racing on loose gravel or sandy courses. The course I'll be running on tomorrow is very sandy, so I'll be able to report that back. The eyelets on the shoe have a rubberized protector around them, which is pretty good. So that's going to give a little bit more strength. The material on the top is fairly loose, but the bad part about that is it's not going to give much lateral support or tightness support to your foot. Being a racing shoe, you can pretty much foresee it's not going to have much support anyway. A lot of reports or reviews I've read on the shoe or watched already about this shoe that it's a form-fitting shoe for a thinner or more narrow foot, which I particularly have. So I'm looking forward to getting this out tomorrow and having a pretty good lockdown and pretty tight feel on my forefoot. So moving up, we have a nice large pull tab on the tongue. Have pretty good padding, nice padding around the ankle. Has a pretty semi-firm heel protection here. There's not a stiff heel cup, so that's what detracts a little bit from the weight. Has a pull tab in the rear, which is big enough to get a finger in there to get the shoe on. A lot of shoes that come out, for whatever reason, they have a pull tab on the back, but it's not large enough to get your finger in to pull out. The way this is constructed, I don't think that's going to pull off at all or loosen up because the back of it here is sewn right into the bottom of the heel. Now let's move down to the midsole. Again, the Supercomp fuel cell material here is the same as the Supercomp Trainer V2s that just came out recently. I have a pair of those, but there's a little bit more stack height, I think, on the trainer than this shoe. This does have a nice squishiness to it. If you can see that, I can squish this pretty well. This does have an energy arc carbon plate in it, which you can see from the deviated sole or outsole right in here. Has about a 3mm leg system on the bottom throughout the entire outsole. On the front of the sole, there are lugs that have fork shape to it, with the fork to the front of the shoe, which allows you to grip and push off for propulsion, and the reverse way in the heel. So those forks point to the back to give a little bit more braking if you're coming down on your heel out in the trails. The outsole material is by Vibram, so that should give a pretty long-lasting protection on that rubber on the outsole. All of the accents on the shoe, which around the entire perimeter of the shoe, are all rubberized, so that gives a little bit more support laterally. What you see on the midsole is total midsole, so there isn't any coming up along the side to provide some type of cupping sensation or support system to your foot. So what you see on here is midsole is all under your foot. Or on my US size 11.5, this comes in at 10.4 ounces, and that comes across to 295 grams. So if you want to check the shoe out a little bit more, check the link down in the description. That will shoot you over to Roadrunner Sports, where I get all my shoes through. If you want to check out the VIP membership on there, I have the VIP Platinum, which gives you 15% off everything you buy up front and 10% cash back. So that 10% cash back accrues as like a credit in your account that you can then apply to future purchases, which is pretty nice. So overall, you're getting about 25% off the price of the shoe when you buy it. 15% off up front, but you're getting 10% back in credit towards future purchases. Dr. Dave for Push the Run Nation. Peace. I'll see you out in the trails. And if you like this video and want to see more of them, make sure you subscribe and pump that thumbs up to put a like on the video, because it helps the video out in the YouTube algorithms. See you in the next video. Stay tuned. Stay good. Peace.